Hey y'all, and welcome back to Flood Zone Family Homestead. Today we're standing in our fall garden. We've got several things planted, but today we're going to focus on mustard greens. The big greens here have been growing for a few weeks now, and they're doing really well. In our part of the area, mustard greens and most greens grow pretty well with little water. Right here you can see where we side dressed, and we've got more starting to come up. They're still pretty small. And side dress just means that you did another row along the side. And so when these get done, we'll have a new batch coming. Okay, so I don't want to pull these out by their roots because I want them to keep growing. So I'm just going to come down on this stem and snap it off just like that. And put it in the bowl. Back in the kitchen, got my bowl of greens and got my apron on. So now the next step is to give them a peel. All you do is hold the stem and then just pull the leafy part off, and it comes off just like that. Put the stem to the side and keep on going until you've done your entire bowl. If you really want to make use of your stems, you can, but you're going to need to chop them up pretty finely, and you'll have to boil it about twice as long. What I'm going to do is just give these to my other animals. They'll really like that. Okay, now the greens are all peeled, and this is just the leafy part, so the part that we are going to cook and eat. The next step is to fill both sides of your sink up with cool water. And we're going to take our greens and put them in the water, and we're going to wash them. And we're going to wash them about 3 times. Okay, so now they're in the sink. Greens are really sandy, especially with the soil that we have. So you just kind of push them down and kind of squish them together a little, almost like if you were in kind of like a little washing machine. Do like this. And then you're going to let them set for 2 or 3 minutes after you do this for about a minute or 2. All the sand will go down to the bottom, and then we'll switch sides and do it again. Okay, so now I'm going to move them to the other side of the sink. Do not scrape the bottom. They're you want enough water in there where they're basically kind of floating. That way, all your sand and stuff will sink down to the bottom. I'm not sure if people do this another way, but this is just the way that I was shown how to do it, and it works pretty well. Okay, so I just wanted to show how, see all that sand in the bottom? So that's what's going to happen when you wash them. And after you do it about 3 times, there really shouldn't be any more sand in the bottom, and then you're good to go. If there is still a lot of dirt when you kind of swap them back and forth, just keep going until the water looks clear. Okay, now the greens are nice and clean. I'm just going to take them out of the water one last time, and you can cut them, or I just give them a little tear. They don't have to be really small, just about bite size. You don't want to eat one big leaf like this at a time. So just tear them up. Then we'll go over to the stove and I'll show you what to put in them. Now finally, the last thing we're going to do besides eating our greens is put them all in a pot, and they're going to cook down quite a bit, so this will be fine. Put in 2 cups of broth. This is a tomato chicken broth made from bouillon. You can use beef or just whatever broth that you have, and you could even use water, but this will give it a little bit better flavor. Okay, we're gonna do, I have bacon grease here. You can also use olive oil. We just save this for when we make bacon. And we're gonna put about 2 teaspoons to a tablespoon of that in. Gotta give them some good flavor. Okay, now I've got some garlic powder. You can also use fresh garlic. Now normally I just shake this stuff in, but since I'm doing a video, we're going to measure. So this is about 1/2 teaspoon. And I will put the recipe in the description box with the measurements. Now we'll do about 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper, just ground regular black pepper. About 1/2 teaspoon of salt. This is pink salt, but any salt is fine. And then, last but not least, we'll do 1/2 teaspoon of this Tony's Cajun seasoning. Just like with anything else, you can use whatever kind of seasoning that's like Creole, Cajun that you have. It's kind of like a mix of cayenne, garlic, onion powder, just, you know, like some Cajun type seasoning. So we're going to dump that in. If you like it spicy, go ahead and add a full teaspoon. Okay, and last but not least, my secret ingredient is about 1/4 cup of sugar, regular sugar. Mustard greens have a peppery flavor. Some people think they're kind of bitter. The sugar will cut that bitterness. They will taste just a tad sweet, but it'll be really, really good. Trust me, if you've never made them like this, just try it one time. So now we're just going to let them simmer. Come back and stir every now and then, and that will be enough liquid. If you look closely here, you can kind of see the water's just right there, and so these definitely will cook down. These have been cooking for about 25 minutes now. They are very soft. They're not really like mushy though. Like if you kind of look, you can see where you can still see the leaf where it's still holding together. Now some people really like to cook theirs down. I don't. This is the consistency in which my family really enjoys them, and so I'm going to go ahead and turn off my fire, and we're going to consider these done. Alright, see y'all at dinner. These are really good. I hope you'll try to make some in your own kitchen, and maybe try to grow some in your garden. They really are easy to do. If you like our channel, please subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. See y'all next time.